In this video, I'll be talking about the DBX DriveRack PA2 speaker management system. Now, there's going to be a series, and this is part 1 where we'll be exploring what this is and how to set it up. So let's jump right into it. So the DBX DriveRack PA2 speaker management system, as the name implies, is used to manage your loudspeaker. So what this allows you to do is to connect the output of your mixer through this to your speakers. So if you've got high speakers and subwoofers, all of the speaker processing is being done in here, and you just need to connect from your mixer straight here the 2 full range signals from your main output, and then it does all of the processing for your speakers. So if I turn the back like so, I'll just run through, do an overview of the DriveRack, starting with the back, and then we'll go to the front afterwards. So starting from the right, we've got the inputs. So this is the outputs that comes from your mixing console. You get to plug them into the input. It accepts stereo input, so we have the left input and the right input. But if you're going for a mono connection, so you just plug the output of your mixing console into the left input, which also works as your mono input. So we've got 2 inputs here, and then we've got a bunch of outputs. So we've got 6 outputs. Before I get to the outputs, for the inputs, we have 2 buttons here. The first button talks about it's a ground lift switch. So if you depress this, what it basically does, it takes out your ground connection, kind of like a ground lift switch in a DI box. And if it's out, then your ground is connected. So if you have like ground loop issues, then you can use this button. You probably wouldn't need it. The second button is the more important one. It's because the input that goes into this from your mixing console or from your consumer electronics, if you're a DJ, your DJ mixer, they are line level signals, and there are 2 standards of line level signals. In my video when I talked about audio signal levels, which I'll link in the description, I explained the different types of line level signals. So basically there are 2 types. There is the +4 dBu, and then there is the -10 dBV. So if you're a DJ or you're using consumer electronics, just doing music playback to this, then the -10 dBV is what you go for. So you have to depress this button. But if you're running live sound or using a professional mixing console, then the +4 dBu is what you go for. So this button has to be out. And then we'll go to the outputs. We've got 6 outputs here. We have 3 stereo outputs. So the first one is the low output, which basically is for connecting to your subwoofers. We've got mid output here, and we've got high outputs. So if you have a bi-amp top speaker, you connect the high to the high frequency driver or the tweeter, and then you connect the mid to your mid frequency woofer. If you're running just tops and subs, then you use your high for all your high frequencies, mid and high frequencies, and your low for your subwoofer. We'll get into all of those. We have a USB Type B connector here for updating the firmware, and then we've got an Ethernet connector here for connecting to a local area networks in case you want to control this using the mobile app or the iPad app. I'll show that as well. And then we've got our power connector here. So let's power this up and see how to set it up. Now for the front panel, we've got the screen, obviously, and then a bunch of buttons, a rotary control, and some extra buttons here. So again, from the right hand side, we've got level controls. This is the level control for the input. We don't have that here for now, but when this is connected in the next video, you get to see all of this move. So this level control for your input that comes in, and then these are level controls for the outputs, 3 pairs of level controls for the low, for the mid, and for the high outputs. And then we've got buttons here, or mute buttons for each of the outputs. So you see this red light here means the left and the right output for the low is muted. Same thing for the mid and for the high. This throws people off a lot when they get everything set up, and then there's no sound coming out because of this mute. So if you want to unmute, you just hit these buttons and the red light goes off, and it's now unmuted. We'll get into all of this in when we get sound through the DBX. Got a few buttons here and rotary controls. This to select, and then you press inside, get the clicking sound to select whatever you want, and then you scroll using the wheel. We've got an RTA microphone input here. This is for using the auto EQ built into this for tuning your system until you set an auto EQ just to make your system sound all good. That's going to be for another video in this series. I'll get into that. So I want to show how to set this up just right out of the box. Click here to see that video. Thank you very much for sticking around till the end of this one. I'll see you in that video.